Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm setting up my reading journal for April. I received the Archer and Olive subscription box for March and instantly fell in love with the entire box, even the packaging. So I decided to use the box as my inspiration for my April reading journal. I wish that I had filmed an unboxing of everything, but I was just so excited to get started using everything that I completely forgot. So sorry. But I'm using the Calliograph markers for the brush lettering of April. This color is called Blue Lagoon and it is so pretty. I also cut up some of the packaging to create the base for this cover page. I played around with the placement of the stickers for a while before I finally got it right. I ended up cutting off some of the elements on the stickers that were going to be covered up so that I could use them around the rest of the little collage there. Now I'm working on my TBR. I used another piece of the packaging for my title that says "To Be Read." The surface was sort of slick, so I knew I couldn't use the regular markers, so I used an acrylograph pen for the text and a microperm pen to add a shadow so the text stands out a little bit more. So normally all my plan with me's are very planned out, but this one was a lot of trial and error because I only had so much stuff to work with. I knew I wanted to use all the washi that came in this box, but I also wanted to use this grid washi that you guys know I'm literally addicted to because I feel like it goes really well with just about everything, and it really tied in a lot of the black elements that I was using that weren't really in the washi that came with the set. Once I had everything laid out, I colored in one of the cheetahs from the coloring pages and used it to decorate the bottom. I played around with the TBR title for what felt like an eternity, and then finally attached everything. The cover page was looking a little blank, so I added some washi, then removed it, and then settled on a frame around the whole page. Obviously, the spread needed sparkles, and once that was done, I finally added my TBR books. In April, I'm hoping to finish the Blood and Ash series. I'm on the third book now, so I want to read Shadow in the Ember and War of Two Queens. I also chose The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I've heard great things about this book, and of course I had to throw in a cutesy romance, so I chose Shipped by Angie Hockman. I'm a little nervous to start Shadow in the Ember and War of Two Queens because The Crown of Gilded Bones has been slightly disappointing so far compared to From Blood and Ash and Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Anyway, those are the books on my TBR. Let me know what you guys are putting on your TBR for April. Okay, so back to what I'm doing in this video. I'm using the folder that the coloring pages came in as well as one of the pages for my book of the month and reading log spread. I wanted to create a pocket and have the coloring page come out of the pocket with my book of the month picks on the back of it. I knew I would be cutting off a portion of it so it would fit in the pocket, so I tested out some of the colors to see what they would look like on this paper, as well as what color I wanted to use where. Coloring this page was so calming. I wish there had been a few more in the box. Once I finished coloring it, I outlined everything with my 003 micron and then cut everything to size. I love the leaf cutout on the pocket, so I wanted to make sure it stood out. I took a page from the little notepad from the sub box and used it behind the leaf pattern to just make it really pop. The little folder came with this little thumb cutout, and that's what gave me the idea to make this a pocket. I just cut it to size and used my glue tape to adhere it into my notebook. The little sticker pack came with these orange orbs. They look like bowling balls to me, but I think they're supposed to be suns. At least that's what they look like in the little cheetah sticker. They look like the sun behind the cheetah. Anyway, I'm using them as little pull tabs for my pocket insert. At this point, I was very indecisive about the title, so I went ahead and glued down the reading log while I thought about it. I wish I had thought a little bit longer because the K at the end of book is just sad. It's just so sad. But it is what it is. Like I said, this is where my book of the month picks will go. I either take my own photo or print them out online. I thought the coloring page was missing something, so I added a little bit of shading using my favorite Tombow marker, the N89 color. This page is my reading log. I write down the date I started a book, the date I finished, the title, how many pages, and my rating. For the header, I'm using the yellow paper from the notepad and making a little flag that runs along the side, which is actually the top of the chart. I absolutely hated the way the book of the month title turned out, so I used my white gel pen to outline it, and it looks quite a bit better. I'm still that K. I also decided to add some highlights to the leaves just to make them pop a little bit more. To finish off this spread, I'm adding some washi tape and, of course, sparkles because, you know, this is a Tracy Revel video. Now I'm starting my tracker spread. I used the last coloring page as a background, and then I'm writing trackers in that beautiful blue lagoon color. This page is where I'll keep track of the format of the books I read, such as physical, audio, and digital, as well as keep track of how long I read each day. This may seem like a strange thing to keep track of, but reading is my happy place. And if I go a few days without reading, I like to make sure that I schedule at least 30 minutes as sort of like self-care. I really love the way that the March time graph turned out, so I'm doing it again this month. And again, I'm using some of the little scrap pink pieces of the packaging to write physical, audio, and digital with my acrylograph pen and my microperm pen because the microns just wiped right off. And I'm finishing it off with a frame and some washi tape. Finally, we are at my favorite spread of this whole theme. So when I was filming this, I completely spaced on what I had planned, and I just kind of sat here and stared at this spread for like 10 minutes. Finally, I just ended up winging it because I could not for the life of me remember what I had planned to do on this page. I mean, usually it ends up being the same, you know, the quotes is on the right, the favorite book is on the left, but I could not remember what I had planned. So I'm surprised that this turned out to be my favorite page because usually when I don't have a plan, things don't go well. But I love how it turned out, and I might actually fill in this quote page. Okay, so I used the Toucan Orange Calliograph for the lettering, and doesn't that K look so much less derpy than the one on the Book of the Month spread? Anyway, I did a gradient, added a shadow and some highlights, and the titles were done. I ended up using all but one sticker for this whole theme. I was going for like a cheetah hanging out in the jungle kind of vibe, so I took the leaf washi and laid it along the bottom. And then I just kind of played around with the placement of each one of these stickers. And again, I cut up some of the stickers so that I could use the pieces that weren't going to show somewhere else. Like I think I used the other half of that cheetah on the top of this spread. I think the only complaint that I have about this whole box is that the stickers are so shiny and it doesn't really show up very well on camera how pretty they are because the lighting is messing up how pretty they are, but really that's the only complaint I have. This is probably my favorite box. It's one of the only boxes I think that I've gotten from Archer and Olive that does not have purple in it. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I really am not a fan of purple. And I think every box except for this one and one other one has had an entire purple theme. And while I love almost everything that's been in the boxes, I usually end up giving a lot of it to my daughters because they don't mind purple. But anyways, so that is my favorite book and my quote page. And that is it for this video. Please like and subscribe to see more videos like this, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!